I'm REA Schwartz, along with my co-host Rachel Galligan, and welcome to the Winsidr Film Room. This episode, we are overjoyed to welcome the three-time All-Star, third pick in the 2024 or the 2014 draft.
Oh God,
Simply known
2014.
simply known as McBuckets. And if I'm being honest, I'm really excited for this one, and Rachel is too. We've been doing Film Room for, I think this is our third year now, and I've lost count of how many players, people in the league, and fans are just screaming, get K-Mac on the show. She's an elite basketball mind. So thank you so much. I know it's a hectic WNBA season. There's no days off. And even when the season's done, there's no days off because you head right overseas. So thank you for letting us view the game in your eyes. How are you doing?
Sure. I mean, I'm doing great. I just traveled to New York, got a game tomorrow. Like you said, WNBA season's been hectic. They even added some more games this year. But I'm super happy to be able to sit down and just talk hoop. That's what I love to do. So super happy and thankful to be here.
I love it. Before we get into the basketball, I think I saw somewhere a cool story of why you wear the number you wear.
Yeah.
Could you share that a little bit with us?
Yeah. So I'm born and raised Erie, Pennsylvania, and I think about when I was 9 or 10, Charlie Ward, ex-New York Knick, ex-Heisman Trophy winner, used to run an all-boys camp in my hometown at just one of the sports parks. It's called Family First Sports Park, Erie, Pennsylvania. And my dad, who was a ref at the time, was one of the camp counselors. And so I didn't have anything to do in the summertime. And I was just up there kind of with my ball, just kind of on the sidelines, just watching, just being around. I just love being around the game. And eventually I became a part of the camp. And it became one of the first kind of groundbreaking places where I really fell in love with the game, just pure love of the game. And it was against the guys. And so I ended up, by the end of the camp, by the end of the week, I was like playing one-on-one with these guys, trying to get in the drills, trying to do all this stuff. And I remember just at that time, obviously Charlie Ward was with the Knicks and he wore 21. And I was just so inspired by that. It was just something that I did from then on. I mean, I started playing AU the next year and I had 21 and I haven't let it go since. I think I had 1 or 2 years in college where I gave it up. But that was it. And I still kind of keep in contact with Charlie to this day. He knows that I wear the number because of it. So it was a really monumental moment for me as a kid, and just something that I cherished and wear with pride now.
That is such a cool story. Though I like that
Mhm.
question. Thank you for sharing, and Aria, thank you for asking. Sometimes we don't always get those answers
Yeah.
or that intel. So appreciate you. All right, let's jump
Mhm.
into the film. Pretty simple for those of you who are watching. We are going to jump into this film. We've got about 13 clips. I mean, we have to talk about offense, obviously.
Of course.
K-Mac is going to walk us through different action. I'll kind of run it through and just share with the audience what you're seeing, what's going on in your mind, what you might be reading, just educate us as fans and as media members, anybody who's a fan of you and what you've been able to do throughout the entire course of your career. This is a complete honor to be able to do that. So we'll jump right in. Very first, little bit of pick and roll action coming off a screen rescreen from Shepard.
Yeah.
Love this because there's a lot of stuff going on in this, but
Mhm.
your vision and your passing ability is so elite. But walk us through this, what you're seeing and what's going on here.
So first off, I mean, this is the DHO action. Obviously Tiff a slasher. Um, Jess, who's a great playmaker, actually probably leads our team in assists. I know that I'm gonna get a lot of heat as a shooter, as a scorer, a reliable scorer in this league for a long time. Alicia Gray, an elite defender. I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat. So as long if I'm not making my back cut, I gotta come off this thing hot. Jess sets a great screen, and I know Cheyenne has to step up because if she doesn't step up, I'm gonna have to take the shot. Something I learned on early on in my career, actually playing with Asia, playing with Sophia Young Malcolm, like those types of players, they love the short roll. And I know that Jess is a great playmaker. So if I can bring Cheyenne up even one step, now Jess has the ability to either get to the rim and also find the backside. So even if you see Ari, she's sitting right there on the lane line. If Jess doesn't have a shot or doesn't feel like she can get it up, she also has an extra pass, which could create a rotation. And that's what we really want to do. So just by me being aggressive and by me being just able to shoot the ball and score at all 3 levels, able to create and see that, it just makes a great play.
We'll watch it through one more time because
Yeah.
that pass in a lot of traffic, that's a tough pass.
And the hand
We call
switch.
that a pocket pass. Yeah, we call that a pocket pass, and it's something I had to learn early on in my career. I could not do that at first. I'm throwing the ball over my head, trying to figure it out or pull the ball over my head. So it's just something quick, especially as a scorer, a shooter in the league. I know that I'm gonna get a lot of gravity. Coach Reed says a lot. You know, when you get gravity on the court, you have to be able to make plays, and you only have a split second to do it. So that's something I learned early on in my career.
Well, another action here, we're going to see another post-entry pass from you. Again, that looks simple. And for all the young players watching out there, all the AAU and travel basketball I watched this summer, y'all need a lesson in some post-entry passes, okay? So let's let K-Mac talk you through that a little bit, because we got to get better.
Yeah, so running back. So I see that I have Grace behind me, and Melissa clearly has a switch. So for me, it's either, if I can't beat Melissa and get my shoulders past her, the next best option is either a high-low, which Fee has a lot of gravity as well, or I see Nina, who's a great post-up player, great 1 to 5 feet in our league, has really established herself this year and what she can do underneath the basket. And I just knew she was going to try to find her position. So now it's just about getting the ball to her. Good time, good place, and allowing a great player under the basket to make a great play.
Yeah, anybody will tell you, you get a post player or a player who's got the ability to play with their back to the basket, 2 feet in the paint like that, it's got to go.
Oh yeah. I mean, I played with Sil for 2 years, and just being able to have that dominant presence in the paint. Anytime I see a switch or if I see a post player stepping up, that's my first look.
Love it.
And we're about to see a lot of that in Fenner this coming year. Yeah.
Another little, I don't know if you call that a pocket pass, but again, they kind of trap you coming off the screen. Dorka, it doesn't quite roll. She kind of fades to the baseline a little bit, but again, you're able to operate out of this trap. What's your thought process on this one?
Like I said, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat. You know, I've proven myself to be a great scorer in this league, but also I wanted to, as I got older into my career, I just want to become a great passer, be able to get the ball out of my hands and create space. So now I see I got 2 defenders. Kiki's up, long, athletic player, but now I see Dorky has space. So now what is Asia going to do? In my mind, I'm like, okay, I see AC's on me and I see Kiki. Plum's a little bit high, so now we really have a 3-on-2. If you look below, free throw line and below, we have a 3-on-2. So my only job right now is to get the ball to Dorky. If Asia slides over at all, Fee has a layup. Otherwise, if Jackie has to drop down, Tiff has the ability to slash inside too. So it's really just about getting there and creating space and creating a play. And Dorky finishes it off, So, you know, even with the rookie, just trying to teach her that and continue to push her to just find open spaces and continue to be aggressive. I think even over the last 5 games, she's taking that to another level. I just keep telling her, roll, Dorky, because I know I'm going to get a lot of heat. And she was ready for it that time.
Have you enjoyed playing with her so far and just the transition she's been able to make? I mean, it's been impressive to me. But
for sure, it's been really, really impressive. Her and Diamond, I just think they keep taking step after step after step, and they're just so willing and eager to learn. And I was just talking last night in the press conference, they're competitive too. And I think when you have competitive young players who are willing and eager to learn, that's so much fun. Especially as a vet in this league, like that's really all you can ask for. You know, there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be a learning curve. But when you have players that are just competitive and want to win and just eager to learn, it's great. And they've been great.
Yeah, I totally agree. I will, anybody who is listening, I keep saying Dorka is the steal of the draft, and I'll just keep saying it. I will keep saying it. One thing I noticed after, breaking down this film and watching you for all these years, you work so well in like back screening action. And that's kind of what takes place here. Setting that screen, quick little pop. I mean, that's something you guys run a lot, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's one of our go-to things. I mean, Coach won't be mad at me because I know everybody scouts it now, but I learned early on, Becky Hammond, I'll never forget my rookie year, tells me the better screen I set, the more likely I'm about to be open. And I played with some amazing post players throughout my career. And I realized that I have to give myself up in order to create space. And obviously, if he's having an amazing season, an MVP-like season. So I know that she's going to get gravity. And I know AT is a great defender, but they have to bump. So Heidemann, I know she has to bump a little bit. If I set a good screen, and all I need is a half a second. All I need is a half a second, a little bit of a bump and some space, especially against a shorter defender, to get my shot off. So I learned early on in my career, the better screens I set, the better angle of screen I set, the more likely I'm either going to get somebody open or myself.
And you seriously put your body on the line, because not many people want to go up against AT like that. So props to you.
Yeah, it's not easy. And I get a lot of practice against our practice players. Shout out our practice players. They take a lot of heat from me because I'm setting screens. And so any ATOs, so after timeout, draw ups, I'm setting a lot of screens, back screens, to get another screen or just to pop out. So they take a lot of beating, but it's something I learned, and I really, really enjoy setting great screens. I think it's a lost art, and I appreciate it. And my teammates know that they're always going to get a good screen for me, for sure.
Thank you for saying that. And right on cue, another one.
Yeah.
It's poetic, another screen set. And again, just a simple pop. It's crazy to me. Like, how do you close out short on that?
You know, it's crazy because that's like Sykes is so athletic. So it actually feels like she's still in the play. But I just learned that like as long as I get my feet set, I can get the ball up. I work a lot on this. Like everything that I do now, especially as a pro, is footwork. If you watch like my warm up and stuff, it's not anything like, it's just very tedious in my footwork because I know if I can get my feet set, the muscle memory that I've built over the years. So this is just a pistol action. Everybody in WNBA runs this. And there I am saying another screen. It can be a pitch out, a hand back, but you know, with somebody like Tiff who can get downhill, I know that she's going to create gravity. So as long as I get somewhat in the way, they have to react. And so all I need is a split second for them to be late. Are they going to call switch? Are they going to stay? Or what are they going to do? And just catching and being ready to shoot and being ready to be a threat. And this is just an example of that.
What are some signs like when you see a defender? Is it their like where their feet are, if their weight's on a specific, like what gives you that green light as a shooter? Like, oh, I'm eating now.
It's really the first thing I do is I get my eyes up. So I know that I'm listening to them too. So when Atkins and Sykes get to the point of this screen, I'm listening to them. Are they switching? Okay, they're switching. I see Sykes went over. So now Sykes is already out of position. She already has her hips facing the basket. So all I have to do is get out of there quickly. Tiff makes a great pass, a good timing. And now I know, even if it's just that little bit of space, I know I can get my shot off. That's just something that I've learned over my career, something I'm really confident in. And so the fact that she went over, if she would have slid under, I might not have been able to get that shot off. But because she came over the top, and just that little bit of space, I mean, it's only like 2 feet of space. And Sykes is a great defender, super long, athletic. I just want to get my feet set after that. And I thought Tiff made a great play. But that's a great defender and just doing what I do. You know, I enjoy stuff like this. It's a tough shot, but I've gotten really good at making tough shots.
Well, again, to go off your footwork, comment here. Here you are running off 3 different screens. I mean, any great shooter in the world will talk about footwork and getting their feet set and being able to run all over the court to get to your spots. This is great action. I mean, you can see the amount of effort that your teammates are giving you to be able to get you to this position. There's that first screen, second screen, third screen, boom.
Yeah. And this is just an ATO. It's first play of the game. Some coach draws up. She usually does. First possession of quarters. And I'm just really trying to change my speed, because all I need, like I said, is it's like half a second. So I think really is where Jewel got a little bit lost is on Fee's screen. So all I want to do is speed up. Once I get my head underneath the rim, I just want to speed up because now it's a foot race. And what is Sadie's going to do? If Sadie steps up at all, Dorky's open for a layup. But all my job is to create space. So my first thing is getting my eyes up and getting down left, right, and that's it. Like it's kind of muscle memory at this point. Like I don't really realize that I'm doing it until I sit down and I watch it. But it's really just I take a little peek back after I get off Fee's screen to see where Jay is. And then once I have that little bit of space and I see Sadie's is not stepping up, I know I'm letting that thing go. And LA is a great passer. I've been playing with LA since she was a freshman in college. So for me, I just know that she's going to put it on time, on target. And all I got to do is really just set my feet. Good. Hold my follow through because I haven't been doing that recently. It's crazy. Like, as a shooter, I recently had like a little bit of a dry spell, I guess you would say. But it's just like it's always back to like the small details. So it's really just getting my feet set, holding my follow through. Like, I'll get text message from my sister and she'll be like, sis, just hold your follow through. Because sometimes, you get so into the game and you just want to feel good, but it's really just about those little details, like the follow through, getting your feet set, jumping straight up and down, like just the stuff that you've been doing since you were like 4th, 5th, 6th grade. It's the same thing. You just have to kind of remind yourself that you've been doing this for so long, and that's just what I do.
I love it. Can we sit in here forever, please?
Oh yeah, no, I can talk about this all day. Look at me screening again. Oh my gosh.
All right, another. Just again, it looks so simple. Setting screens. If we walk away from anything from this film room, I hope people realize how active of a screener you are. And I hope that other great shooters who watch this, young shooters, realize exactly what you said. Set great screens and you're going to get great shots.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is just we call it one down. And it's just, it can be inverted. So Fee could actually be low and I could be setting a pin down for her. It could also be a back screen. It could be a pin down for me. But, you know, at this point in the game, or what we had saw in the beginning, is that they were going to switch. So, like I said, Fee has gravity. So, like, wherever Fee is, people are going to react no matter what. So, even Home, she's reacting even when maybe she shouldn't be. And so, for me, look at how much space I have. She's literally at the free throw line. So, I can see the rim. I see her hands are down. And it's just really about getting my shot, getting my feet set. And like I said, just setting a good screen. And it's really about the angle, too. So, like, I'm not going straight up the lane line. I'm going to take her in a little bit, because my only job really as a screener is to make her go over the screen. So I want to make sure that she feels like she either has to go over the screen or she has to switch. So either way, I was going to get a shot off because she got stuck in the screen. Like, so I think just especially for young hoopers, you want the angle of your screen is just as important as the magnitude of your screen. So me being able to get under and getting behind Jordan is just as important as like the angle, you know, and the velocity that I'm setting the screen at. And then just getting out of there, you know. We ran a lot of spread offense when I was in Vegas. And that was where I really took it to the next level, I feel like. Setting screens for Liz Cambage, Asa Wilson, players like that have a lot of gravity. And just be able to get out of there and knowing that the better screen that I set, the more likely I'm going to be open to be able to create something great for our offense.
Love it. All right. And on that note, let's talk about a little bit of spacing. This super easy. Allen is just able to kind of get into the paint just enough, holds that defense, and any shooter, like, you're not just sitting there like this. You're off the line. You're hunting that perfect passing lane. This looks really easy, but you're doing a great job of playing off Allen and getting to that open passing lane.
Yeah, and I saw Kelsey's back. And so for me, I know LA can get into the paint pretty much at will. And the screen was set pretty low. So it's just really about getting to a window where she can deliver the ball and get my feet set. So, you know, it depends on what kind of shot I'm taking, what my feet look like. So, like, in a lot of these other ones, you'll see me going left, right. This is more of a hop because I know I have kind of less time to be able to get the ball and get it up. So for me, this is something that I work on. I work on this almost every day. Just being able to get my feet set, especially in the slot areas where a lot of these quick shots happen. Just being able to relocate, have my hands ready. And this is a 2-foot jump shot. Like, this is something that I had to learn because I was always a left-right shooter or a right-left shooter, depending on the play. But to be able to get my shot off, like, just off 2 feet, that, like, literally, it actually shortens the amount of release time that I have. So LA knows me, and she knew, like, as soon as I saw Kelsey Mitchell's back, she knew where to deliver his great pass. And, you know, this makes me smile because this is what I love to do, you know, being able to take advantage, create things for our offense, create winning plays. This is what I like to do.
Question for you. I mean, when did you implement kind of that hop? Like, when do you feel like that became really like a potent part of your arsenal?
Yeah, it's crazy because if you like watch, and I tell people this all the time, people never believe me. I didn't come in the league as a 3-point shooter. I took maybe 133s my entire college career. I was a mid-range shooter my whole life. Like, I think I shot 32 or 33% like over the 4 years that I was at Notre Dame. And then even coming into the league, I realized, okay, these are grown women. Okay, these are grown women. So for me, going into the paint and challenging the bigger players that were in our league at that time, especially even at the guard position, think about the Maya Moores of our league at that time. The people, like, the 3 position was really where it was. The Tamika Catchings, the Maya Moores, those types of players, they were like in their peak, their prime. So for me, I knew that I had to use my speed and then also my footwork, and that I had from being a mid-range shooter, mid-range scorer, and kind of push it back. So it was really about getting stronger. Because like I said, I was really a left-right shooter. Like, if you watch some of my San Antonio clips, I was left-right every time, and it was like a forceful thing because I just wasn't a 3-point shooter at the time. It's something that I really had to grow into, but I knew that if I can extend my game and create those long closeouts, that was where I was going to be able to separate myself, because it was never going to be me banging down in the post, or if you see Diamond like being a slasher, that was never who I was. So for me to be able to extend my game was something that really took me to another level.
Interesting. Okay.
I love that. I love to hear about how players grow once they get into the league and they like focus in on something, because so often, you know, as fans, as media members, we look at it and we're like, oh, you did this in college. Why aren't you doing the exact same thing? And you'll be the greatest player ever. And it's like, no, you need to expand. You need to grow. And I love to hear that.
Some do and some don't. And some do and some don't.
Okay, wait. Rewind this clip.
I know.
I was gonna ask like the speed of your shot, but because you don't get blocked often. But obviously, we have to talk about the classic, the K-Mac, you know, push shot, the K-Mac. What's the track event?
Floater. It's called a floater.
Floater.
Floater,
But like,
yeah.
there's two people in this league that have the deadly floater. It's you and Alyssa Thomas. You guys have that shot put shot. And I have to ask, because I've been dying to ask you this, have you ever spoken to Alyssa Thomas about you two being the only ones who do that shot so efficiently?
No, but it must be a PA thing. I mean, AT is from Harrisburg. I'm from area. It was like, I don't know what we ate growing up, but it was just something, like, I don't know. It was just something that it's, everything that I do, especially shooting, it's just a lot of it is feeling. And it's hard to explain. But if you like hear shooters talk about it, it's just really muscle memory. So this is a shot that I have worked on, like, especially overseas, because there is no 3 seconds in overseas basketball. So there's always going to be somebody in the paint, or rotations come quicker. So for me to be able to still get off my shot that maybe might not be, especially when you're going full speed and people are chasing you off screens, like Marina's chasing me off this screen. She has to. Like, because if she doesn't, if she shoots a gap, I'm just going to step behind Jess and shoot it. So for me, I know that she's going to be chasing me. So now that she's on my side, and okay, there's E. Shout out E. That's one of my best friends. She's a great shot blocker. So if I go in and I go off 2 feet, she's going to send my stuff to the fourth row. So what is my other option? My other option is a floater. So it's really just about angles again. And like I said, it's a feeling. So I know, and I've worked on this a lot, but I'm really reading her the whole time. And I know I know she's going to chase me because she has no other choice. Like, I've proven myself enough in the league that if she goes and shoots a gap, I'm stepping behind, I'm shooting it. Or E's going to step up and Jess is going to have a layup, pocket passes like we saw before. So now it's just really about making a play. If he has gravity, she's not leaving. Maybe a little bit of a help. Now it's just about getting the ball up, getting off the glass. And it's just something that, like, I just love it. I love being able to read defenses. And it's just something I've had to learn, Like, I'm not going to say that I'm the quickest, the fastest, the strongest, but I feel like as far as being crafty with how I'm able to get my shots off, that's something that I've really developed and continue to develop as my career went on.
And that's the thing I want people to take away from this is, like, it's not like you catch the ball and you're like, oh, she's there. You're observing this as you're going through this action. You've ran through this a billion times in your career being chased off screen. So even before you catch the ball, the way Mabry's playing this situation right now.
Before I even come off Jess, I know that she's chasing me. Right. So now it's just like, where is E? And where's my advantage at? I know I don't want to challenge a shot blocker. I don't need to do anything hard, but I'm going to do something that I'm really comfortable in and get my floater off.
And shot blockers must hate you because, like, no, because, like, there's a normal flow to emotion of people's shots, but yours is, like you're saying, it's about feel. And on that shot, like, what are you going to do, right? Because it's like, oh, last time she waited 2 seconds before she did that. This, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way to kind of, as a defender, to sense what you're about to do in that. So it's like an undefendable shot almost.
Yeah. I mean, it's just been something that, like I said, it's just a feeling. It's knowing the personnel too. Like, I'm not going to go in there and challenge E at the rim when I know that if I can just get Marina behind me and create that little bit of space, make her think about it. That's really what I'm thinking. I want to make E think about me and what I'm going to do. So for me, it's just about getting to my spots and just taking shots that I practice. I'm not going to do anything that I don't work on. And I think that that's the biggest thing. So if I know Marina's chasing me and I can't just stop and get it off, then I'm going to try to attack and either make a great play or just try to get a shot off of, especially a floater. I love getting my floaters off. And I know it makes the post player so mad.
Right?
And very few have a shot at it. Maybe Griner,
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I've ever a floater over BG.
Oh. I know. I don't know. I don't even know that I would have.
We'll have to go into the archives for that one.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's talk about your ability to create off the dribble a little bit and you're that mid-range game that you talked about. I mean, what I love about this play is you're utilizing obviously you're using the screen, you're using a little bit of a crossover, a change of speed on this. This is vintage K-Mac, in my opinion.
Vintage K-Mac.
Take us through this.
Well, yeah, I mean, Hydeman's a great defender. And the thing that bigger guards don't like is having a little, like, not I want to say little, but a smaller defender on you, the one that's like poking at the ball. Bigger guards, we want to have space. We want to be, especially shooters, I want to be able to move freely, get my shot up and things like that. But Hydeman's up in my stuff, she's up in my space. She doesn't really want me to go off the screen. But also, at the end of the day, she has to go over. I know that Bree's going to protect. So I see her in the free throw line before I even come off the screen. And I know that either I'm going to have a shot or now she is stepping up. It's a tough shot, but I also have Jess. So, like I said, it's just really about getting off the screen and making Heidemann go over the screen. Because I know that I can make the right play or a great play, or it's going to be a great shot if I can make her go over the screen. So Jess just does just enough for me to get off. I see Breeze a little bit farther back than I think she would want to be. Otherwise, I would have dropped it off to Jess. And I just pull up. This is what I've been doing my whole career, you know, and just getting right, left. That was something that I had to work on. Like, people don't understand how hard it is to either pull up with your other foot. So you're taught like left, right. Like I was taught triple threat, left, right. But to come off and go left and go right, left is something that I really had to work. I'll never forget watching UConn play when I was still back in high school. And I saw Maya doing it. And I remember going back into my backyard and being like, just doing all right, left. I was like, I didn't even know that was like a thing because, you know, you have things in your mind and how you're taught things. And I was just like, left, right, left, right, left, right.
Sure.
But to be able to get it off and just do that 0.2 faster, right? So now I just 0.2 faster. That's the only reason I'm able to get this shot off. So yeah, great screen. But this is what, like I said, this is vintage K-Mac right here to pull up off the dribble. You know, that's my bread and butter for sure.
Little dribble handoff action here. Little back door.
Yeah. So this is that DHO action we saw in the beginning. But now, you know, Ariel's up in my space. Great defender as well. So now I'm just trying to get her to take one step up, one more step. So that's all I wanted was her to take one more step. And now her shoulder, you see her left shoulder is above mine. Dorky makes a great pass. And it's just about finishing. Shakira Austin's also a great shot blocker. So I know that I got to get it up quick. Otherwise, I got to make something else happen. But even just that little jab in between, just trying to make her think about it, you know. And it's also knowing how teams play, too. So I know that Washington is a low defender. So you see Shakira Austin, she's already in the paint. So now it's just about what I can do. I've had this shot blocked a couple times. You kind of got to go like, you got to know your personnel. You got to know who you're playing against. And I just want to be able to know that Ariel is going to be aggressive. You know, they have Sykes, Cloud, and Atkins. They're great defenders, probably some top 3 of the defenders in the league at that position. So I know they're going to be aggressive, trying to get steals, trying to get out in transition. So I want to use that to my advantage. I'm also a shooter, so I want to use that to my advantage, making great backdoor cut, and Dorky makes a great pass.
Would you say that that's an underrated aspect of your game? And we talked about your passing. I think you're a phenomenal passer. We know you can score, but like you're cutting in your reads off the ball.
Yeah, I used to be such a ball chaser, you know, especially early in my career because I felt like I need the ball in my hands to be able to make plays. But as I got older, just being able to use the aggression against defenders, and it's something that I've really like learned to enjoy because, like I said, I'm not the most athletic, not the most physical, not physically gifted, but I try to be one of the smartest players, especially at my position. Again, here, same thing. Jess makes a great. This was last year, yeah.
Yep, first game back. You just flew in. I had to put this one in, you know.
Yeah, that was crazy. So this is a great job by Coach. And Jess is probably one of the best passers that I've ever played with. I just want to say that on top. She sees the game at such a high level, even for being her age. So, like I said, Sykes has to go over the top because if she doesn't go over the top and she slides through, Jess hands it to me, and I'm shooting that thing. So I know Sykes is a great defender, long defender, and I also know she's a shot blocker. Like I've seen her send and pack like people and I'm like, okay. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to go on the right side because I know that her athleticism. So now it's just about creating that space and keeping my advantage. So I just use my reverse. She makes a foul, and the rest is history, right? It's a dub. So that was such a fun moment for me because, you know, obviously I landed. I spent the night with my fam, and then, you know, being able to go there and play in front of some of my family, my friends, in that type of environment. I think it was their first home game or something like that. And it was great. You know, I had a lot of fun doing that. But that, you know, I shout out Coach Reed for putting me in that position to make a play. But, you know, these are the moments you live for as an athlete. You know, making plays to win games. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I love that one. Okay.
Oh, it's so great, man. I get, you know, sweating.
I remember that like it was yesterday, seriously.
It really feels like it.
I'm really excited because I'm watching the game last night and I'm like, we're adding that.
Yeah,
so you know what's about to show up next. So we got to talk about this one. We had to throw it in here.
This was wild.
I know. You know, oh man, it's the emotion for me. And you know, as you go through the ups and downs of like seasons and, you know, getting older in your career, like there's ups and downs, and you have good moments and bad moments of your career, whatever. But this is like one of those moments where you can kind of just feel everything in one moment and just feel the energy. And I told everybody, like, I kind of like blacked out, but this year I really try to take another step as a defender. And really, that's something I really worked on overseas, just trying to become a better defender as I move into this next part of my career. And I read this thing the whole time. Sykes was killing us the first half. And I knew that they were trying to get destroyed to try to get Sykes on a slash. I'm in my next life, I'm going to be a defensive back in the NFL. That's cool. But this is just, me kind of putting all those things together and just making a play. I really wanted it to be a 3, but in that moment, I knew, we had struggled with that end of the second quarter, and I just wanted to make a play. And these are the like the best moments in games. The momentum changers, the chance where you can give your team energy and give yourself energy. And I think that these moments, and these are the ones that you'll like replay when you're done. Like 10 years down the road, I'm gonna be showing my kids this. Look at your mom. Like she was cool. She was cool at one point in her life. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And this is seeing the crowd and seeing my teammates' reaction. That's like the best part for me. Being a part of the team, being with my sisters, playing in front of amazing fans, and just making plays. So yeah, it's just a cool moment for me.
Did you know that it was a 2?
No, and I was so mad. That was the first thing I asked. And Rachel was like somebody who we're always talking about, like if it's a 2 or a 3, because we want our 3s, So I was like, Rachel, she was like, Mackie, it was a 2, and I was like, dang it, it was like by this much. But it was, I looked up once I stole the ball, and it was like 3 seconds, and I was like, I got to get it up, So, but those are the moments that you love as an athlete, and especially as a player, to create momentum plays for your team.
Can I ask you something? Because you're obviously a student of the game. I read somewhere that in college you would sleep in the locker room so you wouldn't have to go back to the dorm so that you could practice more. Is that true or not?
False.
Yeah, so it's true. So we at Notre Dame, we have this like amazing couch. I'm pretty sure it's still there. Like in our
Is it the K-Mac couch now? I feel like they should name it.
No. It was just so I would end up like just staying. Like I would work out like at night. I would just go in the gym and just shoot by myself. But by that time it's like 11:30, and I would have class at like 8. We had a TV, like everything was on there. I would turn some TV on, and I would just kind of fall asleep there. Wake up, and then we would do that at 6 a.m. or something like that. And it was just I don't know. I loved being around the game from an early age, and I loved being in the gym. I loved the process of getting better. And so, being in college and having that space where you just kind of have your practice facility, you have this place to like just be and just do your homework or whatever. I like lived in that space. They've upgraded since I've been there for sure. But just being able to have that space and, yeah, it was definitely something I did often, like very often for sure.
Would you consider coaching?
I think about it all the time. There's a lot of things that I'm passionate about. Like I love cooking, baking. I want to have a restaurant, food truck, stuff like that. But, as far as giving back to the game and how much I do really appreciate the game, I could see myself doing it. Maybe further down the road, I would love to be a mom, maybe first. But I definitely could see myself like kind of giving back. I think I see the game at a different level. And being the oldest of 4, I think I relate to a lot of different types of people. I've been able to do that. And I think that those things go hand in hand. When you're able to communicate effectively and also see the game at a high level, I think that's what really makes a great coach. So, yeah, I mean, I would definitely tap into it. I did a little bit back in 2019 under Coach McGraw. I stayed back from overseas, and I did enjoy it. It was her last season. So there's like a lot going on at that time, but I think, in the right circumstance, I definitely would take a shot at it for sure.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna move on to rapid fire. I do want to just say that I have like a funny interaction with one of your brothers or both of your brothers, where it was the Minnesota All-Star game. I was dropping somebody off at the airport, and this like crew of people hop out of a car with McBucket shirts on.
Oh gosh.
And obviously, as a WNBA person, you see another person wearing W merch, you're like, yo, love the merch. And the smile on their faces to proudly protest to the whole airport that is their sister was one of the most heartwarming moments of my WNBA experiences.
No, my family, especially my siblings, they're just like they've been so impactful in who I am as a person, but also a basketball player, and they're so supportive. My brother was just there last night. You should have heard him talking about this play that you guys are showing. and they just talk about it with so much joy and pride.
Yeah.
And those are the things that keep you going. And so yeah, I'm not surprised at all. My brother's the first one to like say his sister is the GOAT and all this stuff. That's just how they kind of are. And I'm really, really thankful for their support, because in this industry and like the way that we play overseas, and WNBA, the rigorous schedule that we have, having a support system like I have, really carries me on most days. So really thankful for them. And so shout out the fam.
Love it. Well, we got rapid fire, just 5 rapid fire questions. Take all the time you need. There's no shot clock. And yeah, if you want to add anything, feel free to. But first one, who's your WNBA GOAT?
I'm curious about this one.
Oh man. It's hard because coming into the league,
answer the question. I will not answer the question. So
she avoids it. She just goes no.
It's so hard when you're in the league and you've played against so many great players. And then you have new players that come in like halfway through your career that are amazing, So for me, Tamika Catchings was the GOAT for me, because I just loved who she was on and off the court. I felt like she carried herself with so much grace. And the effort and the passion that she played with was so inspiring to me. So for me, I remember when I met her when we played at Tennessee, and I like literally shed a tear because she was that impactful in the way that I wanted to be portrayed, as a pro. But for me, honestly, I'm really gonna say Diana, because I just love as a scorer, as a shooter, and what is demanded of you on a day-to-day basis. To do that for as long as she has done it, and the fact that she's about to hit 10K, like they interviewed me a couple days ago about it, like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It's
and like
insane.
You gotta think about how compact our seasons are too. So like thinking about how many times she just showed up in that way with that like swag and that confidence, like that. This is who I am, so I'm gonna be like. That is like, as a scorer, as a killer, as an assassin, that is something that I will always idolize, because I think that she's just one of one. Like she's really about to be in a 10,000 point club in the WNBA. That's unheard of. So for me, she's top of the top for me. Like, and she's just so cool. Like I've been, even in my small interactions with her, just the mutual respect and the battles that we've had, the ass kickings that she's given me, whatever. Like, like that was like my person that I was always trying to like. And then once I finally was able to compete with her, like on that level, like that, like that, I don't know. It's just something about her and the way that she plays the game, and being in one team for her whole career. Like it's just really cool. And I mean, like I said, good days, bad days. I think Diana is just one of one for me.
And she did all that scoring before the shot clock reset rule. So
exactly.
I mean, people don't talk about it enough. Okay,
and
I think I know
that she's hit, and the championships, and it's just the consistency, the consistent killer instinct is amazing. And to be still doing it and about to hit 10,000 points, like I don't know, it's just something different for me for sure.
I feel that. All right, I think I know the answer to this one. You're down 2, 10 seconds left. Do you take the 3 or do you tie the game?
Is Cheryl gonna see this or
no? Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm taking the 3 for sure. I want to.
There we go.
I mean, unless it's a wide open 2, whatever. But I'm taking the 3. Like, let's go home. Like, let's
go home.
Like Damian Lillard, like let's
just go. I love it.
Overtime's too much energy. All right. What gets you more hyped? A block, an and one, or taking a charge?
I had a block the other night and I was really, really excited, but I'm gonna have to say an and one. Like, especially like a 3-point and one. Like when you get fouled and you make the 3, there's nothing like that, because it's so like few and far between. You don't see as many as like a tip in or something like that. So the 3s with the 4-point plays, yeah, that's the best feeling, because somebody's closing out on you and you still make it, or like you fall to the ground, they hit you and you still make it from the 3-pointer. Yeah,
I can't really argue against that.
Yeah, it's like, just, you don't even need to get up. You're just looking like, yeah, that just happened.
Like, when Steph Curry's on the ground, he's like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
like, to get 4 points on one play is
that's wild. No 4-point shots in regular season games. All right, who is the biggest trash talker you've faced? And it can be a sibling, it could be middle school, it could be one of those boys at the basketball camp back in the day.
Oh man, I don't talk trash unless somebody talks trash to me. But Who's the best trash talker in the W? I mean, we don't really talk
Anywhere.
trash. Anywhere.
Obviously the most common answer we get is Diana.
Yeah, all the
Diana,
time.
yeah, Diana talks trash, but Diana talks trash to everybody. She talks trash to the rest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's
Yeah.
just like that's just like a competitive fire. Like
Right.
so I
Meet
wouldn't
Me
say
in the
I'm
Lobby
talking
was
trash.
one of the greatest.
Talking trash is like talking trash, like talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, like, I mean, Marina will talk trash. She'll say some stuff.
Good one. It's a good one.
I mean, honestly, it's like good talking trash, but I mean, Skylar's low key with it, but Skylar will talk some trash, especially when she gets like in a competitive fire. I love it. I mean, Sky's my sister. Like,
For sure.
it's not even anything. It's just like, you know, once you get that little swag going, or you killing somebody, or trying to get your team going, like sometimes you gotta say something. Like, I'm more of a ref talker, refs, yeah, but yeah, the trash talk. I'm gonna say Marina or Skylar. You know, they'll say some stuff here and there. They talk.
I appreciate the new names added to the list.
Yeah.
I also very much, you just made me think of Diana telling the ref to meet him in the lobby. That was one of like that was just like, what? Who does that? Only Diana. Only a 10,000 point score. Who's the toughest player you've ever had to defend?
Ooh, man. You know, it's changed obviously because there's players that come and go. I would say I'll give you like 3 different ones. I would say like when I first got in the league, somebody I really struggled with, Maya, because at the 3 position at the time, I mean, I just wasn't built for it. I wasn't built for it. And she could score at 3 levels effortlessly. Her athleticism, her strength, the way that Cheryl had her in the offense, like she was just like the green light was crazy. I realized that I had to get stronger from guarding Maya. But, you know, honestly, Penny Taylor was somebody that really was somebody that taught me that like I had to become a good defender because we're sitting here talking about Diana in the scouting report, and Penny Taylor's the one that gave me 25, 8, and 7. And I'm like, hold on, wait a second. Yeah. And it was just the way that she did it. It was like inside. Okay, you're gonna do this. I'm gonna go back here, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna post you up. I'm gonna get an old board. I'm gonna pump fake you, and you know what I'm saying. It was so crafty, but it was so the simplicity that she did it with. It was great. Her IQ was crazy. Now, like if I'm gonna say now, Jewel is a tough one because Jewel can get her shot off. She's really expanded to the 3-point range. Arike is really shifty, and the thing with Arike is her ability to change direction, but it's also the speed at which she changes direction. So that's a tough matchup. And like I said, these are 3-level scorers now. We're not just saying, okay, we're gonna sag off and they're just a driver. These are players that can score effectively at all 3 levels, getting to the rim, mid range, and then now you're saying 3-point, like deep 3 points. So I would say right now, like the old one, like Diana's obviously, but Penny Taylor and Maya were like 2 of the players that really showed me I need to become a better defender. And then now, the ones I look forward to are Jewel and Enrique.
Okay, are we done? Is that all? Is that all we have? Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, like you're in New York, you probably need to go get dinner. I sit here for hours with you. Selfishly, this is by far the coolest thing we've had on here. And I appreciate you coming on and dropping your knowledge and just sharing your mind with us. We appreciate you so much. Everybody who is begging for us to get you on the show, we totally get it now. So thank you so much for, again, educating us, for giving us your time, for allowing us to just showcase what you do and the way your game has been able to evolve all these years. We thank you so much.
For sure. And thank you guys for all you guys do, just bringing awareness to W. And even in this instance, like this is so cool because not many people will ask like how we're seeing things and the all these little details that go into, you know, great basketball, which I think the WNBA is. I think it's the greatest version of basketball. And it's so small and compact and everybody knows everybody so well that all these details do matter. So for you guys to take the time to like really break down these details, we appreciate you as well. I know just speaking for us as a league, but yeah, anytime I can talk hoop, I'm definitely gonna do that, and I'm gonna talk trash
again. We're gonna
do for sure, anytime. You know, hopefully I have many more clips that you can break down. I would love to break down like old clips, like San Antonio days until now.
That's what we should do. Get like some really game film.
Yeah, break out the side pony match. Yeah, break
let's watch the evolution of your career through.
That would be really cool.
That would be really cool. Like, and I definitely will sit down with you guys for sure. Just let me know.
Love it. Appreciate
Cool.
you so much. Thank you, and have a great rest of your evening. And good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.